special effects, motion graphics, and compositing, After Effects is the gold standard. Hey guys, it's Udo-Ema. You're watching Full Field, and this is a freeze frame. Welcome to the freeze frame, where we take a look behind the curtain of Full Field and my company, View from Above Entertainment. I'm sure I've probably mentioned this in the past, but it's a funny thing. I stumbled my way into video production kind of backwards. I started by going to school for 3D animation specifically, and then I learned my way back to editing, and then back to shooting, and then eventually writing. Well, the thing that moved me away from 3D to begin with is After Effects. After Effects is a powerful compositing and motion graphics platform. All the animations that you see in my videos, from the lower thirds to the over-the-shoulder graphics, even my set is done in After Effects. I like to say that After Effects is to video what Photoshop is to photos. With a little time and effort, you can create just about anything in After Effects. One of the great things about After Effects is that it's fully integrated with the Creative Cloud suite. If someone asks me why I use Adobe Premiere as opposed to any of the other editing platforms, well, I have to tell them it's because of After Effects. See, there's this thing called the dynamic link. The dynamic link allows you to create an After Effects composition and then drop it into Premiere seamlessly. It used to be that if you wanted to add any kind of special effects to your video, you had to render out the video out of Premiere and then import it into After Effects, add your effects, and then render it out of After Effects and then import it back into Premiere. This was a painfully slow way to work, and God forbid you make a mistake. I mean, that means you have to re-render it out of Premiere and then re-import it into After Effects, and then you add your effects, and you get the idea. Now, with the dynamic link, you can manipulate your effects in After Effects and see the changes in Premiere in real time. It's really fancy stuff when you stop to think about it. After Effects is somewhat similar to Premiere in that all the work is done on a timeline. The difference is clips work in layers as opposed to tracks. This is more like the way you work in Photoshop. Layers get stacked on top of one another, the top layer being the most visible. And then with each layer, there's a number of properties that can be manipulated over time. And that's all animation really is. It's a change of a property, whether it's scale or position or rotation or whatever, over time. We do this by setting what's called a keyframe. If I have this box here, and I set a keyframe, then I move forward in time, put the box here, and set another keyframe, the computer knows how to calculate that change over time, and voila, it's animated. Now, while you could do all of your editing in After Effects, and some people do, personally I choose not to. After Effects is amazing at what it does, but for me, most of the time it's faster and a lot easier for me to do my editing in Premiere than move it into After Effects when I'm ready to add those effects. Of course, that said, with some of the things that would be done traditionally in Photoshop, I find it easier to do it in After Effects, so go figure. It all comes back to what are you most comfortable with. So that's a quick look at After Effects. For special effects, compositing, motion graphics, and the like, After Effects is the way to go, in my opinion. Do you have any questions about After Effects or any of the other tools that I use to create the show? Please leave me a note in the comments below. We only have 2 more editing programs left for me to share with you, and then I'm going to go into some of the more businessy type tools that I use. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please be sure to share it, and if this is your first time watching, don't forget to click the subscribe button to get your weekly dose of video tradecraft, framed and in focus. I'm Udo-Ema, you've been watching Full Field, and we'll see you next time.